Hi everyone, it's Mr. Wright here with another maths video, and today we're going to be looking at column method again, but this time subtraction. And what we're really focusing on is working out how to do exchanging correctly, remembering the method. And of course we're going to use our place value grid to help us. I already have a number sentence written that we're going to practice with. Now remember though that column method is used when you find this calculation too challenging to do through mental strategies or other methods. So we're going to practice with this one. Now the thing with taking away or subtraction, we need to remember that these are not two parts like when you're adding. This large number here is the whole number. So if I show that on a bar model, it's very easy to understand. So there is the whole 3,425, and this number here is a part of that number. So really this number here isn't really a second number yet. We have to take it out of the 3,425 for it to become its own part. It's currently hiding inside of there. We're going to remove it so that we can find out what the other part will be, what will be left once this is subtracted. So when we represent this on the grid to practice first, we need to remember we only need to represent the whole, not this other part. So we have three groups of 1,000. There's 400. There's two tens, 20. And to make 5, nice and easy, a row and 2 more. So that's all I need currently. I've set it out correctly on the grid. And now I can begin subtracting. Keep your eyes open for when we might need to exchange. So we have 5 ones or units, and we need to subtract 3 of them. Nice and simple. That's something that happens in our head straight away. Now notice I've crossed off the 3 units to take away, to pull out. That's so that we can see what was there originally. If I don't do that, I may get myself confused about what I've done, what I've completed already. So that is going to be 5 minus 3, take away 3, they're gone now, to leave 2. Now, have you noticed we've started at the smallest value? Remember, we always do that when we're using column method and move up, and that's all to do with exchanging. So now we're ready to move to the tens column to solve. So we have 2 tens, and we're going to take away 6 tens. So here we are, 2 tens, we need to take away 6. Now, have you noticed something? There isn't enough tens in this column to subtract from. And the thing is, in column method, we are going to need enough tens in there to subtract these 6 tens. So where we're going to get these tens from? That's right, we're going to need to get them from here. And we're going to need to exchange down so we can put some extra tens in the tens column. So at the moment, that is a group of 100, and we're going to regroup it, exchange it for tens. Now we're going to get 10 tens because 10 times 10 is 100, or 100 divided by 10 is 10. So let's put our groups in here. Now I can do this without counting because I've remembered to use rows of 3. So it's 1 more to finish that row off, and then 3, 3, 3, which is 9. So it's 1 and 9. So in this column now, we have 3, 6, 9, 12. Or we'd have 10 and 2 more, which is 12. So there's 12 tens in there now. Definitely enough. Now 12 tens as a whole value, well, that's 120. So we can certainly move on. Now what we must remember is this. We can't leave that there because we have moved this here. We haven't taken that away. We exchanged it for 10 tens and put it there. So we must cross that off to remember we don't want it twice in 2 different places. So it was 2, take away 6, but it's now 12, take away 6, or 60. Of course, that's a half, isn't it? So we're going to have 6 tens left. Next was the hundreds column. So it was 400, take away no hundreds, no groups. It's no longer 400 though. We remember to cross it off. So it's 300, take away 0. Of course 0 doesn't change or affect that number. And finally, the thousands column, 3, take away 1, group of 1,000, which is 2, remembering that decimal comma. So we have solved this, we have worked this out. What part is left when you subtract that part? Of course, there it is, it's 2,362. And we must never leave a number sentence unbalanced. So let's complete it. It's 2,362. And what's great about practicing on a grid first is we can see that exchanging in action. It really does help us to understand. Now what we should do is we should put it into the column method so we can see how it works and how it looks in there. Now remember, column method, everything is set in columns. That's one number above and below another. Now of course I'm going to begin with the large number, the whole, and then subtract the part, 1,063. Of course remember to put that take away symbol out of the way, and I'm going to need this, which I like to think all the time is our equals. So set out correctly. Why don't you pause the video and solve it? Let's have a look how you got on. So it was 5 minus 3, of course that's 2. Now we had exchange earlier because there wasn't enough tens. So what we did was we took 100 out of here and we left 300. And we brought that 100 across. Now how we write it in here is as a 1. Now it doesn't mean 110. What we're saying here is we've got 10 tens. And you can see that because if you think of those digits together to make a number, a 1 and a 2 together, well that makes 12, doesn't it? So that's really what we're trying to represent there, the number 12. So really that's our 100 or our 10 tens, like a 10 groups, and then our 2 groups, which is 12 groups. And we know from earlier it was definitely 12 groups of 10 when we exchanged down. So now we can see 12 groups, subtract 6 groups, of course that was 6. 3 minus 0, of course that's 3, and 3,000 minus 1,000, 2,000. There we are, all set out correctly in column method. Well done everybody, we've made it to the end and hopefully you have a really good idea about how exchanging works with subtraction on a column method. And I've got some practice for you here. We have questions 1 to 3. I'd like you to write these as column method and solve them. There is exchanging in them. The exchanging is happening in different columns, but it works exactly the same way. And number 4 is a thinking challenge. I've made some mistakes when I solve these 2 column methods. Can you find the mistakes and edit them? I hope you have fun practicing and I'll see you again soon.